Hello everybody, this is AG here and welcome to the Pocono Raceway, Long Pond, Pennsylvania. We are here to qualify for the final race in the 2022 Haas IndyCar Series season. Tomorrow, the Haas World Championship 200K at noon Eastern Time. Right here on AG, the channel we will crown a champion. Will it be Brian Rodriguez or Trey Smith? Those are the only two drivers in contention, but they are only separated by 4 points. So if either driver wins tomorrow, they will clinch the championship. But today we qualify, and I digress. I said that we were going to do single car qualifications for this race, but I wanted to record this race with Micah. Hopefully we'll have him in the booth for the race tomorrow. And the way our schedules worked out, I did not have enough time to do single car qualifying before we recorded the race. So here we are with the standard group qualifying session. The good thing is it only really comes down to two drivers in the championship, but it's all about where you start, and you know what? We're still doing a qualifying session, so can't complain too much about it. But like I said, only 4 points separating Brian Rodriguez and Trey Smith in this championship. You saw there at the top of the video who was in which group. But Brian Rodriguez, Landon Smith Jr., Cole Raymond, Ace Garcia, Noah Clifton, Elijah Gordon, Zach Winkle, Nicholas Amadeo, Ethan Lewis, Thomas Troxel, Caleb Rose, Brock Nelson, Reggie Fogelman here in round 1A. And then round 1B sees Trey Smith, Zachary Fitzwater, Jesse Turner, Nathan Faden, Justin Zidell, Eric Monaco, Logan Williams, Richard Kingart, Angel Olvera, Chris Reynolds, Brandon Nelson, Scott Upton, MJ Knapp. Top 6 from each round advance on the round 2, and then the fastest 6 in round 2 go on to the fast 6 to go for the pole. The last qualifying session of the year. Cole Raymond will be the first driver to complete a lap under speed here, 44.281. This track is a little slower than Indianapolis, but they still get pretty fast speeds through turns 1 and 2. It's turn 3 that they actually slow down significantly here around this Pocono Raceway, so that'll definitely play a factor into who gets this race victory tomorrow. Landon Smith Jr. there at the fastest time, 44.177. And we'll try to see where he is. There he is, Brian Rodriguez in the number 13. The points leader by only 4 points. Not a bad thing for him. If Trey Smith wins tomorrow, Trey Smith's going to win the championship. But there's a 10-point gap between the win and second place. And he's only got a 4-point lead, and we'll have to see if either of these drivers get the pole. That's an extra point there, and that could really make things interesting if both of the drivers end up finishing midway through the field. But it goes 50 points for the win, 40 points for second, 35 points for third, 32 points for fourth, 30 points for fifth, and it's separated by 2 points up to the 13th position, and then 13th to 14th, all the way down, is separated by 1 point, all the way down to 1 point. At the beginning of tomorrow's race, we will show the points format so you are familiar with it heading into the finale race. Thomas Troxel with the fastest time. And he recently grabbed the race victory here on the channel in the Turkey Hill Truck Series over at Bristol. Cole Raymond going to take that top position away from him, though. Brian Rodriguez in that fast 6 right now. Of course, only the fastest 6 drivers make it on into the second round. And we'll join the other drivers who make it on from round 1B. So right now it's Troxel, Cole Raymond, Zach Winkle, Brian Rodriguez, 17 to Brock Nelson, and the 23, our last winner, won that second race at the Watkins Glen International, Noah Clifton there in the 23. And the 24 machine of Reggie Fogelman, the last driver to complete a lap under speed here, and he has done so. So everyone has a lap under speed, a lap under their belt here in this qualifying session. Still the same 6 drivers in the top 6 here in round 1A. Definitely anticipating an interesting race tomorrow. There's a very good chance tomorrow's race will go caution-free. And with that, with a green flag cycle of pit stops midway through, things could really get interesting once the field spreads out. We could see ourselves a very good championship battle. Nicholas Amadeo in the top 6 right there in the 31 machine. He's up to 4th. Going to push Brock Nelson out of the top 6. And Rodriguez kind of on the bubble there a little bit in 5th. However, there's not that much time left here in round 1A, so we will have to see how things go. 50-lap race tomorrow, by the way. I don't think I mentioned it was 50 laps, but if you did the math, 200 kilometers is 50 laps around here at the Pocono race. So we are close enough to it. And we got another driver there moving up. Brock Nelson actually took his spot back, and now Rodriguez on the bubble. And Rodriguez wants to have that shot at the pole. We'll have to see if he can hold on to it here in the number 13 machine. Ethan Lewis across the line. He's not advancing his time. Elijah Gordon coming off the racetrack. And then you have the 95 machine there as well. Reggie Fogelman might have something to say here as he crosses the line. No advancement for him. However, these two drivers right here. You got Brock Nelson, who actually did just move himself in there into the 5th position. Watch out for these guys right here, maybe. And then Rodriguez there in the 13 machine, still in that 5th position. Or 6th position, I should say. It looks like he will, in fact, move on to the 2nd round. This is Thomas Troxel, Cole Riemann, Zach Winkle, Nicholas Amadio, Brian Rodriguez, Brock Nelson, and then Brian Rodriguez. They make it on the round 2. Ace Garcia will start in the 13th position. Noah Clifton will start 15th. Elijah Gordon will start 17th. Caleb Rose will start 19th. Reggie Fogelman will start 21st. Ethan Lewis will start 23rd. And Landon Smith Jr. will start in the 25th position for tomorrow's Haas World Championship 200K. Let's go ahead and get on the round 1B and see where Trey Smith falls here at Pocono. And here we go for round 1B here from the Pocono Raceway. Trey Smith, Zachary Fitzwater, Jesse Turner, Nathan Faden, Justin Zidell, Eric Monaco, Logan Williams, Richard Kingart, Angel Olvera, Chris Reynolds, Brandon Nelson, Scott Upton, and J Knapp in this session. Nathan Faden has won here at the Pocono Raceway before. Won here the first time we came here in the Haas IndyCar Series in 2019. And I believe Tristan Allen won this race in 2020. We did not have this race last year, but, last year was last year, and, me and my mental health. Anyways, let's go ahead and see who gets it in here. Top 6 advance on the round 2. Trey Smith in the 41 in this session. Angel Olvera, the only one out there right now. And with this being such a long track, not much time to get many laps in here on this 2.5-mile triangle-shaped oval. Definitely excited, though, to see who gets it done here between Trey Smith and Brian Rodriguez tomorrow. And Rodriguez will be in that 2nd round. We'll have to see if Trey Smith can make it in. All he needs to do is be top 6 here, and he's going to have an opportunity of doing so. But he is going out there by himself there, and we saw in that 1st round, definitely get that draft on the driver ahead of you. You're going to get a little bit of speed there compared to the rest of the field. We'll see how well Trey Smith can do. Chris Reynolds out here in the 50 machine, won the last high-speed oval that we had this season. Actually, forgot about Chicagoland, my apologies. Logan Williams won the last high-speed oval we had this season. But then the one before that was Michigan, and Chris Reynolds grabbed the race victory there. Angel Olvera with a time in there, 44.721 for Olvera. Here's Trey Smith on his first fast lap. There's these guys looking to join Thomas Troxel, Cole Raymond, Zach Winkle, Nicholas Amadio, Brock Nelson, and Brian Rodriguez, the points leader. Of course, the main focus is between Trey Smith and Rodriguez. Is how close will they be starting this Haas World Championship 200K? Fitzwater fastest, 44.481. Olvera back to the top. Trey Smith coming around to complete his first lap. And the 41 is going to go to second. Pretty solid time there for his first lap at 44.328. And because I'm a bit of a moron, I think the weather is completely different in this session than it was in the first one, and the times might end up being a little bit slower here because of that. So my apologies. Reynolds is second now. We've yet to have 6 drivers complete a full lap under speed here. There's Jesse Turner, won the first race at Watkins Glen last weekend in a thrilling finish with Caleb Rose. Trixie Turner get his 25th career win on the channel last week. And there is Nathan Faden, who has won here before. Though he does come in 8th in points. He's 117 behind. He does not have a chance at the championship, but he definitely has a chance at the race victory here at Pocono. Definitely a driver who I think could pull it off. Trey Smith, though, second quickest, looking really good there. I think he's getting a bit of a pull there ahead of Jay Knapp and Brandon Nelson, maybe. They might be too far ahead for that to be the case. Chris Reynolds, Eric Monaco, Nathan Faden, Trey Smith, Angel Oliveira, Scott Upton, the top 6. We'll have to see. Well, Trey Smith right on the bubble there, just like with Rodriguez in the first round. These two guys, I think Turner's going to have a good lap here if he got a bit of a pull off that 0-0. And, yeah, he definitely did, but he didn't actually make it in. Trey Smith advanced back up to second. Great time out of Trey Smith, and that is without any help either, so that's a good sign for that team tomorrow. They don't need much to win it. It could go either way. He's now 4th quickest as Zidell and Monaco move up ahead of him. They're working together right there. Of course, Zidell won a championship here in 2019. And now once again, Trey Smith outside. Jay Knapp and Logan Williams, but Trey Smith goes back to the top of the board without any help. That 41 is quick. And he's all by himself. See, we didn't need single car qualifying. The reason why we do single car qualifying is so that, you know, drivers don't get an advantage with the draft. Well, hey, look, the guy who's second in points, 4 points behind, goes to the top of the board. He's now second quickest, all by himself. So he didn't need to go through all that crap to get to this point. And both Trey Smith and Brian Rodriguez more than likely are going to be in this second round. They're going to be together in this next session. And a point is on the line for the pole, and if one of those drivers gets the pole, that's going to change a lot. That's going to be huge. That could very well determine the championship based on that 1 point. Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, Trey Smith, Brandon Nelson, Jay Knapp, and Nathan Faden, the top 6 here. A lot more change there. Williams kind of at the end getting that fast time. I think the time's going to run out right here. It's already been going for 6 minutes instead of 5, so odds are that is how it'll stay, and it will. So there is the finishing results from Round 1B. Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, Trey Smith, Brandon Nelson, Jay Knapp, and Nathan Faden are going to join Thomas Troxel, Cole Riemann, Zach Winkle, Nicholas Amadeo, Brock Nelson, and Brian Rodriguez in Round 2. Eric Monaco will start alongside Ace Garcia. Justin Zidell will start alongside Noah Clifton. Scott Upton will start alongside Elijah Gordon. Jesse Turner will start alongside Caleb Rose. Angel Oliveira alongside Reggie Fogelman. Zachary Fitzwater alongside Ethan Lewis. Richard Kinghart alongside Landon Smith Jr. Let's move on to Round 2 and see who gets into the Fast 6 here and goes for the pole at the Pocono Raceway. And here we go for round number 2. Fastest 6 making on to the Fast 6, and then positions 7 through 12 determined in the starting grid here in this session. From round 1A, it's Thomas Troxel, Cole Riemann, Zach Winkle, Nicholas Amadeo, Brock Nelson, and Brian Rodriguez, our points leader. And then you have Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, Trey Smith, Brandon Nelson, Jay Knapp, and Nathan Faden, who made it in from round 1B. So 12 drivers in this session. Nicholas Amadeo here, the first driver out on the racetrack in the number 31. Here is Zach Winkle in the 28. Trey Smith getting out there, and he was fast. Single car speed in round 1B. We'll have to see how well he can maneuver here. Nathan Faden, winner of this race in 2019. Of course, the version of Pocono we used that year was the original version. This is the newer 2019 version of the racetrack, I do believe. Of course, modified to add a little more grip to the track for these drivers to maneuver as they would in real life. Too bad they don't come here anymore. I know the last 2 races were a bit disappointing for multiple reasons. But definitely a great track for these guys. Brandon Nelson with an issue in the 22. That's going to keep him from getting a lap in. Like we saw last week at Watkins Glen, Eric Monaco had an issue. Kept him from getting a lap in. There's Nathan Faden in the 0-0. Faden. This could get kind of interesting here with Brandon Nelson where he is. Thankfully, he's actually going to stop at a point where drivers are generally not on the outside lane there. And he will teleport back to pit lane. First driver out there, Nicholas Amadeo with a 44.346. Brian Rodriguez finally getting out there in the 13. You got to be careful entering this first corner right here. It's a very fast corner there in turn number 1. Trey Smith to the top of the board. Of course, only the top 6 and move on to the Fast 6 shootout. And so these guys still not going for the pole quite yet. Let's see where Rodriguez ends up falling out here in the 13. Zach Winkle might get a good lap here. Sam Adio quickest again, and then Brock Nelson. And Winkle going to take that top position away, getting that toe off the 13 right ahead of him. Very good lap time into the 28. The teammates there are Dog Pound Incorporated. We have not seen anything at Jay Knapp this season. He's last in points coming into this race. 251 points behind. Opportunity for him right here this weekend, and Nelson back out there in the 22. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to get a lap in. He will. He will. What am I saying? He will. He'll have enough time right here. We'll have to see what it all ends up shaking out for him. Brian Rodriguez has yet to complete a lap, but he's going to do so right there, and he got a toe off of the 28, but it was not enough to go into the top 6. Right now it's Winkle, Brock Nelson, 50 Machine Chris Reynolds, Nicholas Amadeo, Thomas Troxel, and Trey Smith. Trey Smith just gave himself a bit of a buffer right there, but now he's back on the bubble in the 41. And Trey Smith knows if he wins this pole, that's another point that makes it 3 points heading in to the finale race tomorrow. Rodriguez not in a good position right now, 11th quickest. Chris Brandon Nelson has yet to get a lap in because of his issue. Nathan Faden just in there in the 0-0 machine. Chris Reynolds, Sam Adio in there. Brock Nelson and Zach Winkle with Trey Smith just getting bumped out by Brian Rodriguez, who just goes to 2nd. Will Trey Smith improve his time here? He will, but he will not be enough to advance on. That's big right there. Rodriguez keeping that 41 out from getting that point. It's much of a 2-point swing, and I know this late in the season it might not seem like much, but considering they're only 4 points apart from each other heading into this finale race, every point's going to matter here. I think Rodriguez is going to easily find his way into that Fast 6 shootout. The big question is, will Trey Smith be able to do anything? He doesn't really have much of a pull, and he's now the slowest driver in this round. And he's got nothing ahead of this 67. We'll see if he does, in fact, improve his time at all. And he does not. Trey Smith is going to more than likely start 12th. That is not at all where he wants to be. Oh, but Rodriguez right on the edge there. He's now in the 5th position. Let's see if there's anyone coming around here that might be able to knock him out. Chris Reynolds in the 50. I don't think he's going to be able to. And then you got the 17 to Brock Nelson already inside the top 6. And then he's coming back around again with Zach Winkle. So it's Zach Winkle, Brandon Nelson found himself there inside that top 6 is an issue on Logan Williams in the 18. He's 9th quickest in this session. We'll see if these guys have anything right here at the end. Jay Knapp might be getting a bit of a push there from the 0-0. Not enough to advance on. It's Zach Winkle, Brock Nelson, Brandon Nelson, Nathan Faden, Brian Rodriguez, and Nicholas Amadeo, who will be going for the pole in the Haas World Championship 200K Trey Smith will be starting 12th for the race tomorrow. That's not where you want to start, but it's a long race. It's 50 laps, and a lot can happen between the start and the finish of tomorrow's event. Let's see if Rodriguez gets the pole, though, because that could mean a 5-point gap heading into the race if Rodriguez can win this pole position here today at Pocono. Zach Winkle, Brock Nelson, Brandon Nelson, Nathan Faden, Brian Rodriguez, and Nicholas Samadio, the top 6. They're going to be going for the pole. Thomas Troxel will start alongside Chris Reynolds in row number 4. Logan Williams and Jay Knapp in row 5. Cole Raymond, Trey Smith in row 6. And you'll see the full starting grid at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and see who wins the pole here for the Haas World Championship 200K. And here we go. For the pole, the final race of the season tomorrow here at the Pocono Raceway. And we will determine the pole sitter here from the Pocono Raceway right now. Zach Winkle, Brock Nelson, Brandon Nelson, Nathan Faden, Brian Rodriguez, our points leader, and Nicholas Samadio going for it here in a 5-minute session. Fastest time wins the pole. And Rodriguez looking to get that bonus point towards the championship for winning this pole. We will have to see if he can do so and make it a 5-point gap heading in to tomorrow's finale race. Nathan Faden out here in the 0-0. Coming in with a bit of confidence here. He's got nothing to lose this weekend, and there's won here before in the Haas IndyCar Series. The other 5 drivers still out there on the pit lane. Trey Smith, with him starting in that outside lane, there's a good chance he might fall back early on, but the risk that Rodriguez faces is that if he starts on the outside lane there along with Trey Smith, then might not be at much of an advantage then if that happens. But he is the second driver out there in the number 13 machine trying to win this championship in his first ever run in the Napa Fan Series. Well, it's been a long time since I've referred to anything as a Napa Fan Series here, but I'm tired and it's still there, you know. I'm not paid by Napa, though. I mean, multi-billion-dollar company doesn't give me any money. I don't need to give them any advertising. And then again, we got advertisers on the cars. I'm a hypocrite, you know. We're all hypocrites. Zach Winkle, 28. He was really quick there in that last session. I believe was the fastest in round number 2. But Nathan Faden will be coming across here for his first lap. Across the line, he is going to go to a 43.781. Not really comparable considering that I haven't been changing the weather, but it really doesn't matter that much. Brandon Nelson actually didn't even get going in round 2. Had to reset and was still able to get into the Fast 6 even after his issue in a 5-minute session there. Here's Rodriguez. We'll see where he falls in line. He's going to go 43.557. That's a good time. And now Zach Winkle across the line. Winkle was fastest in that last session. He's 9.49, and Brandon Nelson in the 22 machine right behind him. Going to be starting his fast lap right there. Faden going to go for a second here. We'll see if he's faster than Rodriguez. And he's not. Brock Nelson in the 17. Starting his fast lap. And then Nicholas Samadio, I believe, is also going to be starting his fast lap here as well. And Rodriguez is going to be right there, getting a bit of a pull off this 31 machine. And Rodriguez improves his time. Here's Zach Winkle again for his second lap. And 7.34 for him. Brandon Nelson in his first lap. Nelson going to go 43.885. Not enough to advance on. Faden's third lap. He comes across and does not... Oh, he does improve the 5.62, but not enough to get Rodriguez. Brock Nelson, 8.36. And then the last driver to complete a lap here will be Nicholas Samadio in the 31. Might be getting a bit of a push here from Rodriguez. But Rodriguez getting a pull off the 31 machine, and a really big pull at that. He'd go under 43 seconds here. 1.61 for Faden, or for Rodriguez, excuse me. Samadio to 4th. Winkle back across the line. Does not have enough there, neither does Brandon Nelson. How about that? the points leader heading into the finale race, is more than likely going to get the pole here. He's trying to make a pass on Samedeo here in qualifying. You can thank Nicolas Samedeo for being out in front of him there at the perfect time. Faden is getting some good time, though. All by himself there, so that's a good sign for Faden in terms of just overall speed for tomorrow's race. That 00 might have a shot getting the race victory tomorrow. There's a good chance that that could possibly happen. No improvement over either of these two guys, but Samedeo on this lap may actually get a good time here, you know, and Rodriguez has to be careful not to let him get a good time, and Faden's going to park it. He's done for the day, so he's going to keep it in second. Brock Nelson there in 6th, 43. Oh, he just went to 4th, 43.584 for Nelson. For Brock Nelson, excuse me, because both Nelsons are in this session. We'll have to see. I don't know if Samedeo is going to get much of a pull here off this 13 off the exit of turn 3. Let's see if he improves his time. He will probably improve his time. And he goes to second, but not enough to get the Rodriguez. It actually helps Faden out because I don't think starting in the outside lane is particularly what you want here. And Faden is going to be in an advantage starting right behind Rodriguez there in that second row. Assuming that it stays the way it is right now. So Brian Rodriguez, Nicolas Samedeo, Nathan Faden, Zach Winkle, Brock Nelson, Brandon Nelson. The top 6 here in this Fast 6 shootout. Time's going to run out right here. Brian Rodriguez now has a 5-point lead in this championship heading into the finale race. We'll have to see what he can do with that. That could be it right there. That could mean the championship. You see the starting lineup for tomorrow's Haas World Championship 200K. Trey Smith, who is now 5 points behind Rodriguez, is starting in the 12th position. So that could be very interesting. It's Brian Rodriguez, Nicolas Samedeo on the front row, Nathan Faden, Zach Winkle, Brock Nelson, Brandon Nelson in row number 3. Row 4 is Troxel and Reynolds. Then you got Williams and Jay Knapp in row 5. Cole Raymond, Trey Smith in row 6. Ace Garcia, Eric Monaco, Noah Clifton, Justin Zidell, Elijah Gordon, Scott Upton. Then you got in row number 10, Caleb Rose and Jesse Turner. Reggie Fogelman, Angel Olvera, Ethan Lewis, Zachary Fitzwater, Landis Smith Jr., Richard Kingart. That is how they line up for tomorrow's 50-lap race here from the Pocono Raceway. We'll see you guys tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, right here on A2 the channel. Hopefully Mike will be alongside. It's been a while since he's done a race with us. We'll be doing this great finale from Pocono Raceway tomorrow, and we'll have a lot of fun seeing who gets it done in the Haas IndyCar Series 2022. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, congratulations to Brian Rodriguez for winning the pole. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Haas World Championship 200K from the Pocono Raceway. I will see you guys later.